Well, hello there. Today we are at a historical place. A place on the outskirts of Orlando. A place you could call Christmas. We're here at the Christmas Historical Park. As you come in, the first thing you are going to see is the Fort Christmas Historical Park shop. We're going to go in here, check this out, and see what is going on. They really like to go with the Christmas theme here, the North Pole Express Mail, right outside the door. Come in here to get your map of the park. Take a look at a couple of the models here. I was asking the nice lady inside, and she said that all these houses are the original. They just are not sure where the actual fort was. A lot of it is hearsay of where it was, but no one really knows. She said that people were like, well, it's over there by that log over there, or it's over here, it's over there. So no one actually knows where it was located. Which that makes it very interesting. So we're going to go and check out all the different buildings here. These are all the original, like I mentioned, back from the late 1800s, early 1900s. You can see some of the land here as it starts out. Here's one of the houses here. We're going to check that out. And then it looks like one of the roofs maybe caved in here on this one, and we'll go check that out in just a minute. I'm amazed at how many of these birds, I guess they're called cranes. Let me know down in the comments below if you know what they're called. How many of these are really around here? And they're just chilling, like we don't care who you are, what you're doing. Also, check out the size of this dragonfly. He's huge. All right, we're gonna walk into this building here. You can see the historical building hours are from 9 to 4. Here we go. Oh wow, this is cool. It's really dark in here. But of course it would have been. Here's an old piano. Some pictures of the people that lived here in this home. Just gives you an idea and perspective of how it would have been. Looks like this house was in the 40s, I believe, is what it said outside. But this is an exact replica of what the house was like. Reminds me a lot of the house in Signs. If you guys have not seen that movie, you should check it out. The old TV here. And the old radio. Old school dining room. Look at this. This is awesome. These houses are not air conditioned, but they do have lights. Just FYI. This would have been their bedroom here. Here are the facilities. And old school washer and dryer over here. It's really cool. I don't know if I've ever seen one in person, but that's pretty cool. So this house is just showing you how it looked, like I said, back in the 40s, early 50s when this was here. Angie's about to cook us a meal. What are you making, babe?
Soup.
Soup?
In this 90-degree weather.
In this 90-degree weather, yeah.
Oh, it's like a cake thing.
Here's what she's talking about. Does this open?
What's the fridge? I wouldn't.
Looks like Sheriff Woody forgot his outfit before heading out today. Obviously was the little boy's room. Look, he's got a Hardy Boys book over here. If you guys ever read the Hardy Boys, let us know. And this room is full of old appliances like mixers, sewing machines, old fans. Angie, what did you say that one thing was? Ice cream something?
I think it's a top to an ice cream maker.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
That's cool. If that's what it is. And then a old school cash register over there. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not walking in here, is because they have it roped off, so you can't walk in. So if I could, I would get a closer perspective for you. But that's why, because it's roped off. Once you exit the house over to the left, there's a bunch of tractors here. This was actually a Model A tractor from the 1930s. What was that? A what?
A buggy like on Little House.
Oh yeah, Angie's saying there's a buggy like on Little House on the Prairie. Right over there. All this old yard equipment that they would use. Pretty cool. This is actually a 1949 Ford 8N tractor. That's cool. I didn't know Ford made tractors. Found on road dead. Just kidding.
First time wasting.
Okay, so this one is roped off right now. Can't get in there. It looks like there was some damage to the roof. But that's okay. Let's check out this little one. It might be a schoolhouse. I can't tell. Let's go inside and check it out. I stand corrected. This was actually the lunchroom area where they would make lunch for everyone. At least that's what it says. Lunchroom cooks here. An old school stove and how they would make stuff. That's how they would make the bread up there. That's cool. The stovetop is the hottest on the left of the firebox. So I guess this was the hottest side. Over here was the left side. And they have all the different pots and pans that they used in here. And a corn on the cob maker. Check that out. Remember, do not open the oven doors. All these classic ovens, stoves, everything like that. This is canning vegetables. Give you an example of how they would do that. A lot of history. A lot of stuff you can learn from this place. Here's their sausage maker. That's really cool. Okay, now I stand corrected. This is the schoolhouse, established in 1906. You can see the old school bell right out front here. So back in 1906, this is what the schoolhouse looked like here in Christmas. Very large porch area here. You can actually sit out here and just enjoy it. You can stay out here as long as you want in this area because it's open until, well, in the summer, it's open until 8 p.m. So it's really cool that you can actually sit out here and enjoy it. Wow, take a look at this. This would have been their little theater room in here. You can see all the chairs sit out here and the piano over there. This is where they would have done their little plays and performances.
And that little thing sitting on the edge of the stage is the original pulley system for the curtain.
Oh yeah, closer look there. Pulley system. This is part of the pulley system from the original curtain of the stage. So, that's pretty cool.
They probably use this for church and school.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, I think there's an actual church too. And here's a view from the front of the room. We walked in from over here. You can see that they had like little galas set up Little displays, maybe for little science fairs right over here. Projects done from 1906 to 1929, 1930 to 1949. And they have all these pictures here too showing the schoolhouse where we were just standing. And we're about to go into the classroom here in just a second. Some of the items that they have listed here is a typewriter ribbon. There's an old typewriter there. Webster's Dictionary. Look how little that was. And a little chalkboard there. And then a quill. And some old school toys. Angie says that she had one of these when she was little. So I don't know if this is like not in the right time period, or the toy that Angie had maybe is older than she thought it was, maybe. Check out this old school piano. You can't play the piano because it's super old, but you can see the keys are starting to turn yellow and brown and all kinds of different colors. And it looks like they were playing the Star Spangled Banner on the old hymnal. Stepping over to the next room, we cannot go in here, do not enter, but this was the classroom from 1920 to 1969. Here's where the teacher would have sat. Here's some of the old desks that are in here. It's really cool when you think about it. And they did not have air conditioner. They did not have these fans back then. So let me tell you, it would have been a scorcher in here for sure. But you can see that they have pretty decent size. This was the 1st through the 4th grade, according to the chalkboard. Please do not sit on the chairs. So I guess they had this open sometimes for you to walk through and look. I don't know. But they do have it blocked off right now, so we cannot get in. So now we're going to actually get to some of the old school houses that are right down the road here. So we just came from this area over here, and they do have pavilions for you to eat lunch, do whatever, and a playground and facilities right over here. But the most important thing we're about to do is hit the fort, which is right behind me. Coming up on this fort, you can see they're doing some maintenance to it, or they're trying to preserve it with the blue tarp on top. As white settlers moved into Florida in the 1820s and 1830s, there were growing demands that the Seminole Indians be removed to a reservation west of the Mississippi. Efforts to convince the Seminoles to move failed, and in 1835 the conflict known as the Second Seminole War began in earnest. Late in 1837, Major General Thomas S. Jessup, overall commander in Florida, began intensive preparations to carry the fighting to South Florida, where he believed he would find a large force of hostile Indians. Walking into Fort Christmas. I wonder if Santa will be in here. I doubt it. Now, this fort was used during the Seminole Indian Wars in the 1830s to 1840s. You can see as this was built up, it's not really huge, but some really cool areas here inside. Over from the left of the door, there is this little area right here that it stairs going up where you could probably look out or shoot from. We do know that this area up here was meant for shooting out of as well. This little building here is where they would have kept all their weaponry, all the guns, all this kind of stuff. Powdered magazine. That's the kind of guns they would have used. You know I gotta go in if it says keep out. Oh wow, this is cool. This would have been in here. All the guns would have been in these crates. And the weaponry, gunpowder in these barrels. It's really cool. An example of one of the lookout spaces here. See, you can see our car sitting right there. We're about to go into the blockhouse. The blockhouse has served as lookouts, headquarters of the General Jessup, and protection of the troops in the event of an Indian attack. So this is where they would come and hide out. All right, let's open this door. Oh wow. Just letting you guys know, it feels like heaven in here. Oh my gosh. That rickety door behind us. All right. Let's see what we have in here. There's some stones and some rivets. These are some plates that would hang off their hats here. And here is the boat they would have used, a model of the boat. All these are legitimate pieces. They are actually from the time period in the 1830s. You can see, I'm going to point these coins out to you guys in just a second, but you can see these were the little lookout holes here that they would stand in here and be able to shoot and be able to see if the enemy was coming. There's several of these in this actual fort. Here's another one here. And you just kind of look out there and see where we just came from. It's impressive. It's really cool. Here are all the different coins that I was just mentioning that were used back then. So many different variants of where it would come from, and like this one was called the political coin. It's really cool. Some more stuff here, like old wine bottles. These are actually from that period in the 1830s. This is really cool stuff. Here's some buttons from their actual suits or their uniforms that they would wear. And musket balls that were fired. If you don't know, they would use musket balls back in the day to shoot, not bullets. Okay, this flag is from 1837. You notice it looks a little bit different than normal flags because it only has 26 stars. So when Florida was actually granted statehood in 1845, the 27th star was added to this. But this is the original 1837 American flag with only 26 stars. Now here's some of the weapons that they would have used. Scabbard. A musket shotgun right here. Man, that's so cool. All the different weapons it would have used. Now some of these are reproductions, it does say on the sign, and some of these are legitimate. All these, except for the reproductions, were used in the battle. Here's some more buttons here. Found at various sites, donated by Keith Duho. It's pretty cool. Now we're going to go up the stairs. There's more up here. Let's find out what's going on. So as you walk up the stairs, they have different outfits that were from the time period worn by the Seminoles. And here is one of the canoes that they had, that they used. Now I don't know how legitimate this is, and this is just a replica. This has to be a replica because the wood would have rotted away by now, but you can tell this is what they would have looked like. Some more outfits up here, and it continues on way up here. Now all this stuff up here is kind of dedicated to the Seminole Indians. This is really cool. I'll show you all this stuff, but I did want to point out another thing. Lookout holes here. This is up higher, so look at this top hat. The top hat's really cool. And they have this recording here talking about Osceola. Now, if you live in Orlando or you visit Orlando, you'll notice there's a lot of Osceola roads, things that refer to Osceola, and this is who Osceola is. So just to clear it up, Osceola was actually, real name was Billy Powell at birth in Alabama, but he became an influential leader of the Seminole people in Florida. So that's why he's such a big deal. Old classic medicine men. Now don't be startled, because when you come up to the top of the room, you're going to see these men up here. But they kind of look a little bit creepy, if I'm being honest with you. They do have the outfits on that they would have worn back then, uniforms, back in the 1800s.
The bottom of his pants are like shredded from like war.
Oh, I wonder if these are legitimate.
I think they are.
Okay. I think these might be actual outfits that were worn, because the bottom of the pants are ripped and worn. And you can see stains on his pants there. It looks like maybe blood or something like that. That's really cool. Or coffee. That's awesome. Coming out of the blockhouse, we're going to head over to this building here. But they do have a walkway that you can actually walk around the actual fort. So I'm going to take that. Angie's just heading over there. But let's check this out. More lookout points. More lookout points. And more. So I'm assuming this is where they would have cooked the nightly dinners. Right here. So the actual fort itself, remember, was not here. It's actually a mile from here. And some people are saying that it was a mile north, a mile west. People can't really remember. They're just remembering when they were kids and the stories that were passed down. So it's all pretty much hearsay. Here is another blockhouse. We were just in that one over there. This one. And Angie says it's air conditioned. So let's hit it and go in here. So this is very similar to the other one. Looks a little bit different, but this has like all the different things they would have used for their horses, the oxen.
I'm pretty sure that they stuck those in the fire until they got like red hot, and then they used it to brand the cows. They just burn it into the cow.
Okay, that's cool. And all these old pocket knives. There's a lot of history here. A lot of it I don't know and didn't research, but if you guys know about the history of it, just drop down in the comments and let us know a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear about it.
It says branding iron.
Here's a picture to kind of go along with the section here, so you can understand what they were doing and what all this was used for. You get a line, I get a pole, darling. All this old stuff right here. Stetson hat belonged to John B. Nettles. You know who John B. Nettles is? Drop down in the comments. Let us know. Old oxen shoes and whip handle. Whip it. Up another flight of stairs to see what's up here. Okay, cool. So this was like old quilts, blankets that were sewed up here. And this is where they made them at. That's cool. So I'm assuming families would stay over on this side and do this kind of stuff. I don't know. There wasn't a plaque to say, but that would be awesome. Classic marbles from 1850 to 1860. Some old toys. These are definitely older than the ones we showed earlier. Looks like Dennis the Menace. That can't be in that time period. I think this was just thrown in here. Looks like a fake Dennis the Menace. I don't know, but we have nothing to confirm that. Maybe they're saying that all this stuff is from the 1800s. I had to Google it real quick. Coca-Cola was started in 1892. Everything that's in here was from 1830, 1840. So maybe they're just trying to show that this was stuff from the 1800s. I don't know. Don't know if you can see it, but there's a black widow hanging out right here. Can't really see him or her, but there it is. All right, so we're going to check out the storehouse real quick. Let's see what's in here.
It is air conditioned.
Oh, it is air conditioned. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jeebus. So this is where they would have stored everything here. Army rations and supplies, food supplies, stuff like that. They wouldn't have kept the weapons in here, but they would have kept your tools, As you can see, different things that they need, food. Their Coca-Colas that didn't exist during this time. This is really neat. It's on 72. They have air conditioner back in 1835. As you can see. No.
I was like, what?
I'm saying you can see on the wall. See, guys? Look. 72. 72 degrees. You know what I'm really wondering? I'm really wondering if, like, they say it's legit that they really moved everything over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm wondering, like, the finish on all of the stuff, that had to be done afterwards, obviously. But I'm really wondering what is legit and what's not. You know? Not discrediting this place at all. I'm just saying that it's... Some things I don't know.
Maybe they did varnish it.
Maybe. Drop in the comments down below, let me know, because we don't know.
Clearly. Obviously.
I do like this big old wheel here. It's pretty cool. Was it for a wagon? Mm-hmm. A wagon, as Angie says. Okay, so that was our day out at Fort Christmas. I will get this right. I keep saying Florida Christmas. Fort, Florida, all this kind of stuff. Fort Christmas. We had a really good time. It was cool to see all the historical sites, the homes, the actual fort itself. This is a free thing to do, so it doesn't cost. It's just sun up to sundown, depending on what season that you come. And it's about 30 minutes outside of Disney World, somewhere around there, maybe a little longer. But we really enjoyed it, had a really good time. It's just something free and fun to do if you want a day outside of the parks, just to come find something to do and to take a do a picnic or whatever. It's really cool. So with that being said, that is it for us today. We want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And remember, the road goes ever on. We'll see you next time.